Couple on my boosters, Eric here, and I just got up from a nap. When I did, I noticed my boy Michelle Magnuson made a video ranking his favorite characters from Disventure Camp Season 1. And I wasn't gonna make a reaction video initially, but he said he wanted me to react to it in the video, so I haven't seen any of his rankings yet, but let's see what happens.
Koala Boosters, Eric here. Alright, that's just a joke.
I've actually considered making a video where I talk about where the combo on my boosters phrase came from. Would you watch a video like that? Let me know.
Hey y'all, it's Michelle Magnuson, back with another tier list video. This time, I'm gonna rank the Disventure Camp Season 1 contestants. I have finished the series, yes I have, and to be honest, it was actually really good. I recommend it. It's like a, I wouldn't say rip off, more like a not a spin-off either. I wouldn't call it a rip-off. Just a close clone version of Total Drama.
I just call it a fan-made series.
But it's really good. Anyway, here's the tiers I added. Here's y'all in my squad, top 5 at least. You good? That's it. I don't like you. Sorry. I really hate you, and you made my blood boil. I can't stand you at all. And here are the characters right here, and so far we're gonna rank them. If Eric ever, or We Music Booster ever made
You can just call me Eric if you want. Either one works, but Eric's preferred.
a reaction video, I bet you he'll flip out at me.
We'll see if I flip out at you, huh? I haven't seen any of his rankings yet. We'll just have to see what happens.
You know, I just love being yelled at by that guy. For some reason. Oh well. Anyway, 14 contestants. Let's get ranking. So, first up is Will. Even though he lasted like 2 episodes, I thought he was pretty good. He's a nice...
Yeah, I like Will too. I honestly do see a bit of myself in Will in terms of our extreme levels of anxiety and our constant need for justice, but yeah. I really wish Will came back for All-Stars. I want Will and Ashley, I want more Wishley content.
Guy overall, and I always thought I was sad he was the first boot.
Yeah, when I watched episode 1, because I did watch the episodes as they were coming out. I never would have guessed that Will would have been the first boot. I honestly thought he would have had a lot larger of an impact. Though when you look back at it, episode 1 really did subvert your expectations. You thought Will would be a prominent character, you thought Ashley would be a prominent character, you thought Nick and Lil would be prominent characters, but then the next few episodes happen and they just get thrown out one right after the other.
Also, I couldn't stand it when Fiore just cussed him out just because he was scared. I get that. I get that, but does Fiore really need to cuss him out?
Yeah, I hear people don't like Will because, oh, he costed them the challenge anyways, why are you defending him? Because he's just such an adorable, lovable little being of a man. Come on.
I felt bad for him, honestly. Alright. Drew is definitely in my squad. Get your ass up there, boy.
Oh my god, I did not expect you to say that. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's just beautiful. That's amazing.
In my squad, Drew is definitely one of my favorite characters. His characteristic is really unique. Overall, he is my second favorite character in Disventure Camp, despite lasting in 3 episodes. He's definitely a good character, and
I remember there was so much backlash Nation's cartoons got for making him such an early boot. I think it was also not just the fact that he was an early boot, but the fact that Gret used his disability against him to make him an early boot. People really did not like that.
I like him. He's a very unique character in my opinion. Sure, he might not be sure, B exists, but B is actually helpful and doesn't use notes. and they don't know what he's talking about. Drew, on the other hand, uses a notepad, and they know what, and just so they can know what he is talking about. So yeah. All right, next is Nick. Yeah, I don't really like Nick. He just kicked.
Honestly, I remember when I was like rewatching Disventure, like the first few episodes of Disventure Camp, I'd be like, wait, why did I ever like Nick? He's horrible. And I realized, oh, wait a second. It's because Nick acts differently in episode 1 than he does the rest of the season. And I think Nick is alright. He's probably my least favorite male contestant of the season. But honestly, if Nick ever came back to any capacity, I really wish we get more of how he was in episode 1. Because he fell off after that. I think the whole argument with his parents and then having to leave the house, he was being built up to be a pretty interesting character. But once again, Fiore happened. And this is something I often say. I feel like most of these characters could really benefit from a Fiore-less season. Will would be so much. Will would have so much chance to be a character if Fiore wasn't around. And same with Nick and Lil and Ashley. Basically, everyone in the Purple Team Alliance could benefit from not being in a Fiore season.
Came off as a jerk, and yeah, he's very salty, honestly, about his elimination. All right, Lil.
I can see his reflection in the background.
I'm sorry. She's just pretty. I get she's a nice character, yes, but she's just pretty bland.
Yeah, I think out of everyone in the season, I think Nick had the biggest downfall, or in terms of like, how do I describe it? I think Nick had the biggest downfall because of Fiore, but, well, I guess Ellie had the biggest downfall. But, like, I also think that Lil had like the most wasted potential. I felt Lil could have been a really interesting character, just to like help out with the challenges. But she literally just became nothing but stop Fiore at all costs. Which, once again, I think Lil could benefit from a Fiore-less season. And actually, funny thing, when I first started watching Disventure Camp, I basically had the idea that Lil was going to be a early boot after the merge. So, like, she'd make it to the merge, but then be like one of the first 2 people eliminated after that. Which, turns out she was in the original season, but nope, she had a worse placement in this one.
I could not even see Lil that much. So, she's just right there. She's just pretty bland. Ashley, yeah, you good? Her relationship with Will is pretty cute. And she is a pretty good competitor, honestly. So, I'll give her credit for that. Especially...
Yeah, I really wish we got more Will and Ashley interactions. Safe to say, I'd much rather see them than Ellie and Gabby.
With her friendship with Lil, but that's about the only thing I could tell about Lil. Her friendship with Ashley is good, but I couldn't find Lil that much. Ashley isn't that bland.
Yeah, and honestly, I am super excited for Ashley to be back. Would I have preferred to see more characters from her alliance come back? Of course. But am I just happy that one of my favorite characters, a character I was not expecting to come back at all, has come back? Absolutely. Ashley for the win for All Stars.
Like Lil. Alright, this is Eric.
Choose your words carefully, Mr. Magnuson.
Man, or We Music Boosters guy, Dan. Sorry. Yeah. Dan, I'm pretty sure he's top 5.
Pretty good. Honestly, I'm basically fine with him being like, you good, and that's it, enough. Well, I'm just happy that other people enjoy Dan too. I'm fine if you're just neutral to Dan. It's when people are like, oh, he's such a horrible character, worst character of the show. I'm like, but he didn't do anything wrong. And like, I get that's kind of the point. Like, people don't like the fact that Dan didn't really get to do anything. But still, I like Dan. Dan is pretty awesome. Dan is my boy. Dan is the guy I literally bring to work every day. I could probably make an entire video just talking about like how much Dan has just been integrated into my life at this point. But yeah, Dan is my boy.
I'll agree. He's probably number 4 for me.
Ooh.
No, 5. He's 5.
Oh, fair enough.
Dan is a very interesting character too. I always thought he was a nice guy and had strategy. And
I still remember, like when I first started watching the season, I was expecting him to be a first boot, which once again did happen in the beta season. I was like, oh no, please don't make my boy Dan be the first boot. I'm like, oh gosh, Will was the first boot. Then, oh dang, Drew was next. Then Nick was next, and then like episode. So I was like, okay, Dan's making it far. Let's go. And then episode 5, 6 happens, and there's only 7 people left, and I'm like, we're going to the merge. We're going to the merge. Yeah. And then episode 7 happens. It's like, oh no. But yeah, I was so sad to see the whole. I'm not a fan of episode 7, not just because of Dan being eliminated, but also like I didn't like the whole reuse of the team swap. Team swap, whatever the word is, plot twist. I wasn't a fan of that, and you know, Ellie became worse later on, and yada yada yada.
some good strategy, but not a jerk. But he wasn't a jerk or a bad person, unlike Fiore. But yeah, Dan is definitely top 5. He has good brain. It sucks that he got eliminated on the pre-merge. If only Gabby couldn't even use her immunity on Ellie. And speaking of,
Especially because if you remember, Dan was there when Gabby got the immunity battle, but she hid that fact from him. Gabby played my boy Dan dirty, and I don't like that.
of Gabby, yeah, I can't hate her because her friendship with Drew was pretty good, but she is just pretty addicted to Ellie. I get there.
Honestly, Gabby is my least favorite contestant, simply because, in my eyes, Gabby's basically a PETA employee you're supposed to root for. Like how in episode 1, she threatens Nick's life over Kashmir. You don't kill a goat to make Kashmir. I looked it up. You don't even shear the goat either. The goat sheds it naturally. The goat is like, man, I'm a goat. Oh, would you look at that? My cashmere has fallen off. Hey, humans, do you guys want to use this to make like a nice sweater or something? Why, thank you, Mr. Goat. Why, yes, we will make a nice sweater out of your cashmere. Thanks for giving it to us instead of just throwing it away to the dump. It's anything I can do to help with the environment. What am I even talking about at this point? Case in point, yeah, not a fan of Gabby.
Best friends, but come on. I get alliances exist, but like, what is it with Gabby? Something odd was about her. She became friends with Dan, but then all of a sudden she got a switch flipped. So like, why did they ruined Gabby on purpose? Now she went from being good friends with Drew and Dan to being outright addicted to Ellie.
I guess they were in a
Best
relationship.
friends do not come addicted with best friends. Unless they're really crazy, and I picture Gabby as crazy then. Gret, yeah, I'm gonna say, I really hate her.
You son of a bitch! No, I'm just kidding. You can hate Gret all you want. I know that I like Gret. It's just, you know, if you don't like her, I completely understand.
She's not my least favorite character anymore, but she's definitely my second least favorite character. Something changed me about Gret. Yeah, she's the rude bitch that everyone talks about, that is just very cruel.
Yeah, I guess maybe like the thing that changed is episode 9, because that was the episode where Gret kind of got a bit of an arc and like finally like decided to be her own person and not try to live up to her parents' expectations. So maybe that's what changed. But yeah, I do like Gret, but I completely understand why people wouldn't like her.
Even getting Drew eliminated, but she could have a soft side at least. She had a soft side for Fiore and Alec at least. But that doesn't make me change her or like her. Tom is going in Y'all My Squad. He's a very good character. my third favorite overall. He's definitely a really good guy, and I definitely really thought that Tom could have lasted longer. If only Ellie didn't even betray Jake in their relationship.
Yeah, I remember like episode 9 is still my favorite episode of season 1, but then it just went all downhill from there. Episodes 10 and 11 were absolutely crazy, and yeah, sucks to see that Tom and Jake are no more.
Chip, I get Tom was Jake's ex-boyfriend, but gee whiz, Ellie just had to ruin it. And yeah, Jake is my favorite. Jake is my man. He's definitely in y'all my squad, definitely. So actually, Jake can go right there, because he's my favorite in Disventure Camp.
Woo-hoo.
He's definitely a really nice guy. Got along with Tom, Drew, Dan, Miriam. He's definitely awesome. He's definitely really awesome. Alec, didn't really like him that much.
Honestly, I really liked Alec near the beginning of the season because I liked how he was like more the straight man type of character, but he did kind of fall off a little bit near episodes 10 and 11. But honestly, I do like Alec, but I can understand if someone doesn't. And I guess that's one less simp for Alec, because like I genuinely think Alec is the most simped for character in Disventure Camp season 1, because like I've seen some of the people that are so thirsty for him. People just like keep smashing like, oh my god, Alec is so hot, he is my husband now. It's just so funny to me.
He's just a sad husband, I get that, but then again, I just wish he didn't get along with Fiore.
Yeah, I also think Alec could benefit from a Fiore-less season.
The reason why I didn't put in I really hate you is because him telling Nick, I can't stand you, just really made me laugh. So Alec does have his moments.
Oh, piss off! I don't need you or this dumb cap anyway. I love that line.
But I don't like him.
Good cheerio, good set.
I really hate Ellie.
Honestly, Ellie was a fun character. I did like Ellie from episodes 1 through 9. In fact, at one point, I actually said she was my favorite female contestant of the season. God, did she fall off from that! Honestly, I just hope that in the All-Star season, she acts more like she did during the beginning of the season, because I don't want another repeat of, you can eat shit and die from her, and the whole saying that Jake deserved to get cheated on and shit. That was actually disgusting. Considering when the episode aired, I had recently had to go through someone making fun of me for feeling traumatic about, everything that happened a few months ago. I don't have much tolerance for stuff like that, so that was the first moment in Disventure Camp that actually pissed me off. Like, I genuinely felt angry after watching that episode.
Listen, she doesn't make my blood boil, and I get she doesn't get paid a lot, and that her backstory may be sad. But did she really need to betray Jake and Tom's friendship?
No,
That's what really makes my blood boil. Not really, though. No, she doesn't make my blood boil, but that's what makes me hate her. I just literally became so furious with Ellie.
Wait, did you hear about the beta season where she betrayed Jake and then still won? Yeah, Ellie was the beta. Basically, season 1 has a beta season, and Ellie was the winner for that. Glad they changed that.
Okay, I will admit, I did like her. I thought she was fine in like the first episodes, like the first maybe like 7 or 8 episodes. But when she broke up with, when she broke Tom with Jake, I just like had it with her. Also, her speech to Jake saying that he could eat shit and die just makes me wonder, why the fuck did she even do that to begin with?
Yeah, I know, right? Especially since it was her fault. Like, sure, Fiore and Alec had the scheme, but like Ellie went along with it. Like Ellie is acting like she has no blame whatsoever, but it's pretty much her fault that the situation happened.
I pictured her. I thought I pictured her as a really nice feminine person, as a female camper, till Gabby became addicted with Ellie, and she became and then she just suddenly thought, I'm gonna break up Tom and Jake's relationship, and this is what I get. Tom, Jake, and Miriam voted Gabby out, but then again, I know Ellie did this for defense. But I can't stand Ellie when she broke up with Tom and Jake. That's what made me furious. And oh yes.
Oh boy.
Fiore, you can go fuck yourself.
Yes, burn the child. I actually don't even have an opinion on Fiore. She's like a completely neutral character to me. Which, considering she's the main antagonist, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm dead serious. I don't know why she's even very loved. She's strategic, yes. And she's very, and yes, she usually manipulates people. But that's the thing. I mean, what? She's very manipulative, very bratty, and only gets along with Alec, and possibly Greg. But then she just suddenly betrays them. She caused most eliminations, those including Nick, Alec, Tom, Jake, Will.
Yeah, actually, I remember somebody saying, like, Fiore is at least partially responsible for every pre-merge boot except for Drew. She's even, like, partially involved with Dan's elimination, because she was the one to convince Gret to break Dan's glasses. So, yeah. She did some serious shit. I hope to God she's an early boot in the All-Star season. I don't even know why they brought her back. You can't really do what she can't really pull off her stunts again. I just hope Fiore's an early boot.
Fiore is the worst in my opinion. Thank God she got her karma. Just thank fucking God. I can't stand Fiore whatsoever. Even if I should have liked her, I can't. I'm sorry, I cannot. Fiore just literally makes me so furious at her. Of her manipulates, her brattiness. She has strategy, I'll give her that. But she's just a huge brat.
It reminds me of this like alternate version of Disventure Camp I saw once. It was like Disventure Camp, but the person in second to last gets eliminated. And basically it would have resulted in a season where Fiore was the first boot and Drew ended up winning. Which I think would have been really fun to see. I actually prefer that video's elimination order over the canonical one. Because, you know, Dan gets far, Jake gets far, Ashley and Lil get pretty far and all that. And, like, if you've seen the video, I would actually pay Odd Nations cartoons. Like, I would try to accumulate enough money to get a custom-made version of episode 9 with the 7 characters that were in that video. The 7 characters being Jake, Miriam, Dan, Drew, Lil, Ashley, and Gret. I would pay lots of money to see episode 9 with those 7 contestants.
She cussed out Will. She got Tom and Jake out. She teamed up with Alec most of the time, but then she betrayed him in the end. Alec should have thought of it first. But gee whiz, she's just crazy. And we have Miriam. I will admit, I'll put her at top 5. She's probably my favorite female contestant in Disventure Camp. I will admit I didn't like her in the first few episodes because she was more of a crabby old lady. But then she suddenly grew to me, knowing she does have a heart. At least...
Yeah, episode 5 was a fantastic episode for Miriam.
For Jake and Tom. And even giving Fiore... And she even just goes ahead and makes Fiore's life a living hell. Which she deserves. But yeah. So that's basically my opinions. don't disrespect my opinions. Please respect my opinions because I always respect yours.
Yeah, there's nothing really here for me to get pissy at you for. Like, this is actually, like, relatively similar to what my opinions are. Aside from Grant and Alec being in dislike tiers, and I guess Nick as well. But yeah, that's a pretty good tier list.
And please don't force me to change my opinions because I can't force you to change your opinion. Okay?
Rightio.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Oh, did you see the peace symbol he made? But yeah, that was a pretty fun video. I'll have to give it a like. I'm not signed in right now. This is the guest account for the Roku because I can't play this video on my computer because someone stole the speakers. I don't know where they went. But yeah, thanks for adding me and thanks for asking me to make a reaction to this video. I'll have to do this tier list soon, and hopefully Fiore gets medically evacuated so we can have Dan or Drew come back for All Stars. Wouldn't that be amazing? So thanks for watching, everyone, and see you soon.